welcome in. Today on HHS TV, we're finally recapping the incredible win from the boys and girls varsity basketball teams against Lower Merion. We're also going to be showing you an exclusive report on the coldest water fountains in Harriton. How cool is that? That's all right now, live from the Harriton High School television studio in Rosemont, Pennsylvania. This is the Ram Report.
Harriton's boys and girls basketball teams both had recent wins against LM.
And which water fountain in our school gives out the best water?
Hello, I'm Max Harris.
Along with Eli Feldman.
For today's Ram Report, we'll begin today's show with a full recap of the game.
For the first time in 18 years, both of the Harriton boys and girls varsity basketball teams beat Lower Merion High School boys and girls varsity basketball teams. While both games transpired differently, the end results were the same, a huge W for the Rams. The first game of the night was the Lady Rams against the Lady Aces, with Harriton being led by captains senior Ava Paternoster and junior Alexia Luca. Right from the start, there was a mismatch between the two teams, with the Rams starting the game on a 14-0 run over LM. By halftime, the Ram girls were up by 17 points, and they never looked back. The Lady Rams ended up beating the Aces by a score of 58-36, which got the herd rocking. The team was led in scoring by sophomores Annie Aspesi and Moretta Smith, with key contributions coming from Maddie and Lexi Calhoun. From there, the boys varsity team squared off against the Aces. The Rams were ready to play from the start, and the LM boys didn't expect such high energy from their opponent. The Rams went into the half up by 9, but that lead didn't last. The Aces came out with a new offense in the second half, which put LM up by 6 at the end of the third quarter. While the confidence level in the herd started to decline, Coach Sample knew that his boys had the power to win this game. After a couple of late shots and defensive stops by seniors Alex Torbeck and Michael Tabasso, the Rams were tied with the Aces, 49-49, with the ball in the Rams' possession and just 45 seconds left on the clock. With time winding down after an inbound pass, star shooting guard senior Marcus Bradley Lowry took the ball, drove in, almost lost possession, dribbled past the LM defenders, and put up a floater and banked it off the glass as the clock hit 0 to give Harriton the win. The shot from Bradley Lowry has garnered a lot of attention, especially after the game-winning clip was posted on House of Highlights, a basketball highlight account that has gotten the video of the shot to over 1.7 million views. When asked about the win, senior guard Kyrie Ransom said, "Everybody counted us out going into this game, but we just showed them what this team can do." We now turn to our video of the moment the boys team won the game.
Goes to the basket, kicks to Tabasso, to Ransom to Lowry, 10 seconds. The Rams will hold for 1. Lowry makes a move.
Oh boy, oh boy!
Lowry nearly loses the ball. Oh my God! Oh my God! Wait! That's it. That's the game! Marcus Lowry
rushing the court! We are rushing the court! Oh my God! We have just beaten LM! We have done it, folks! We have done it! We have broken the curse! Both the boys and girls varsity basketball teams have beaten LM. One for the ages! And we also got an interview with Coach Sample of the Harriton boys basketball team after the game.
We're now joined by Coach Kyle Sample, the head of the Harriton boys varsity basketball team. Coach, how'd your team perform today?
Man, my team played tough. They played great. They played physical. 2 games ago, we lost a tough game to Stoker. 1 game ago, by 1. We missed a layup, and everybody was kind of down at us. I felt when we lost that game that game would teach us enough to win this game. And I'm so happy for these kids. You know what I mean? They're so tough. They fought hard. They stayed together. No one believed we would win this game, but I knew we could. I knew we were going to be a good team all year. I believe it. So it's a good win for our program, man. The first one I've got here, and I'm pretty sure it's been the first time we beat LM in a couple years.
It's been at least since I've been here.
Right, for sure.
Going into the third quarter, there was a 15-point swing at that point. What was the message?
The message? Honestly, it's so hard to keep a good team down for too long. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we knew when we went into halftime and we didn't go in with 13 points and we only went in with 9, that they would make a run. You know what I mean? That's a small deficit to cut. So our message was, listen, they're going to throw a punch. Stay together. You know what I mean? What do we want to do? Who are we when things don't go our way? That's been our motto for the last 3 years, but more importantly this year because things haven't been going our way. So it was just like, sit back. We know our game plan. Let's execute it, and let's do what we got to do to win the game.
And, Coach, going into that final timeout with about 45 seconds left, was the plan to give Marcus Bradley-Lowry the final shot?
Absolutely. My thing was this. 35, who is very, very, very good, right? But not the most athletic kid and not the most in shape. So our biggest thing was we wanted to pick on 35. We knew we would get a ball screen situation with Marcus. We knew Kyrie had been playing great. We knew Torb had been hitting shots. So our goal was to get Marcus coming off a ball screen set by Kyrie, where Kyrie would pop and Torb would be spotted. So we either wanted Mark driving the ball because we only needed one to win, or we wanted to throw back to Kyrie or make an extra to Torb. And Mike Tabasso was always a great fourth option because he's one of your leading scorers outside of Marcus. He's our number 2 scorer. So we thought we had a good plan.
Speaking of Mike, this is the last.
A full video of our interview can be found on the Harriton TV YouTube page. We now turn to an interview with members of the boys basketball team.
We are joined here by a lot of the Harriton starting varsity boys basketball team. And before I get into the questioning, I just want to ask you guys, how does this feel right now?
We deserve this.
Fantastic.
We deserve this. We work so hard for this. We work hard every day. We go to practice every day. We play 100% every day. We deserve this.
I sacrificed my body.
And of course, the sort of tradition going into this was that LM sort of had the advantage going into this. So would you say that people were writing you off before this game?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They came for.
But it doesn't matter what people think because we knew we had this.
They came for LM, but we told them something different today. We brought something different tonight.
It's the Ram.
Different.
Do you guys believe that this will be the start of a new tradition of Harriton beating the Lower Merion basketball team?
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Sure. All right, and we have Evan Bookbinder. The full interview can be found on Harriton's TV YouTube page. Last but not least, we now turn to an interview with members of the girls' basketball team. I am joined now by none other than Moretta Smith and Annie Espacey, the 2 leaders of this girls' varsity basketball team. Now, Moretta, talk us through that whole game plan against LM.
Well, rivalry game, everything goes out the window, all the stats, everything gone, quotes by Mr. Gary. And we really just wanted to keep our foot on the gas. We got up to a quick lead and we really just had to keep it going.
Annie, now you were the high scorer of the game. We have to check how many points, but I think a good part of it. Now, what were the coaches telling you before this game going into it?
They were telling us that we just have to play our game and that we know what to do and we just have to execute what we do in practice.
And going forward with the season, what message do you guys have for this herd that has come out to support you guys and see you get this huge win?
We got more to prove. Go Rams!
That is all from Moretta and Annie. Thank you so much for joining me on this post-game show. Great win, great win, great win, great win.
In other news, reporters Ella Goodbinder and Rachel Wang recently led a report on the temperatures of Harriton's water fountains. It has been long rumored that the water fountains have varying temperatures, and this investigation will finally put these rumors to the test. We now turn to Ella and Rachel for their report on Harriton's water fountain temperatures.
It can be annoying to some people when they fill up their water bottle at the second floor water fountains near the chemistry rooms, and they discover that the water is oddly warm.
Well, if you are that person, fear no more, as we have conducted an experiment in which we tested almost every single water fountain in the school to find which ones are the coldest. We decided not to test the one in the girls' locker room, as it is not accessible to half of the students in the school.
Using a digital thermometer, we tested each water fountain 4 times over the course of a week. We ran each water fountain for 20 seconds to find the average per day, then averaged 4 days. Here are the results.
Of the 25 water fountains we tested, 6 did not work, all of them being automatic fountains. Of course, the temperature of each water fountain was not the same every day, but there were some patterns throughout the charts. For For example, all the water fountains on the second floor were pretty warm, as were the ones by the Highlander gym. Those are about 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Surprisingly, the newer water fountains with streams to fill up bottles were not overall colder than the others. But in general, both streams of water in the same set of fountains were about the same temperature.
After days of testing, we have our winner. According to our data, the coldest water fountain in the school is the automatic water fountain between the single bathrooms right outside the main gym at 54 degrees Fahrenheit.
Though it was very close, our runner-ups being the water fountains in the lobby at 55 and 55.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Safe to say that the best set of water fountains would be the ones near the lobby. For Harriton TV, this is Rachel Wang and Ella Goodbinder.
The freshman-sophomore semi-formal dance was announced earlier today, with the date being Friday, March 13th from 7 to 10 p.m. A starry night at Harriton will feature games, food, and of course, dancing. Tickets will be on sale next week starting Monday outside of the cafeteria during Learn 1.
Lastly, we turn to a student council update from our fearless leader, Graham Branscombe. Graham?
Hello, Harriton. It's your Student Council President, Graham Branscombe. I'm just going to update you on a few things of what's going on currently with Student Council. First and foremost, Dr. Harriton's coming up on Friday, February 28th. That's next Friday. It's crazy to think that we're only about 2 weeks away from the show. We've been preparing since November with some of the best talents and dances and acts we've ever seen. So make sure to show out. You can buy your tickets two ways. First is online. Go to harriton.org. That's harriton.org/tickets to buy your tickets. Tickets right now are $15 each, and the price may be raised later on closer to the show. Or you can stop by in front of the cafeteria during Lunch and Learn anytime this week or next week and pick up your tickets also for $15. And then if you'd like to donate to the show, because since we're supporting the Lower Merion Township Scholarship Fund and the Dream Camp Foundation this year, you can donate through harriton.org/donate. It would mean a lot to us, and especially it would mean even more to the charities. So make sure to show out to the show. It's going to be amazing, and have a nice day, Harriton.
That's all for today's RAM Report. Signing off, this is Max Harris
And Eli Feldman.
From all of us here at Harriton TV, thank you for watching today's RAM Report.